My name is Jeff Hilton Simmons, and I'm trying to beat that first slide because they're only 15 seconds each. This is a very fast, hopefully inspirational story of how a sound engineer working the night shift created an international community radio station with no cash. We aggregate content from all over the world, and it's all live, and we make it look easy and fun. We've been around since 2007. Today we're going to go through some building blocks of how we made the company, tips and rants, and also an invitation to connect to the station. Breathing. For those of you who are fast, you can jump right in the deep end. We are at Radio 23 on all of our social networks with 3 different broadcast personalities. Rad Broadcast is our international station. Radio in the Trees is the Pacific Northwest, and Room 111 is just plain weird. We're about making great radio. Education is the main thing and the mission of the company, and we're also about extending access to as many people as possible. And we hate crappy radio. FM radio sucks for the most part, as we know. The basic idea is you connect a bunch of computers together all over the world and share a stream, and you've got an international radio station. Have lots of problems with the media giants. Comcast, NBC isn't listed on here, but that's a lot of what we're against and what we're about giving awareness to. The station really was created entirely with social media. I reached out to broadcasters over all of these networks. That's how we find our listeners. And that's how I trained them as well. These are the building blocks of how I put the station together and what we run on. Google Suite's absolutely invaluable. Ping FM, if you haven't heard about it, is a great takeaway for today. All the old standards, and I won't talk about money, but PayPal's a lovely, lovely thing. The Google Suite is our entire administration department. Everything happens through Google Suite. It's free international chat with all of our broadcasters. Training them, time zone conversions and daylight savings in different countries. You wouldn't believe how confusing it is, and Google makes it all possible. Ping FM is our virtual program guide. The broadcasters all have access to all of our social networks, so when they start each show, they can ping out to every single social network that we're on, and we're on most all of them. Some other great tips about ping.fm, check that out. Not going to spend too much time on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. Everyone knows what they are. But the important part for a takeaway today is broadcast with a clear voice to all the networks equally. I hate bias to specific networks. Tumblr's great. If you probably heard rumors about it, rumbles about it already. All the high schoolers have got these things, but they're also really great aggregators of feeds. We use them to pull our RSS feeds together and then enclose in FeedBurner, and it's excellent for putting together all sorts of content and letting people drive a feed that moves pretty fast. And I hate MySpace bias. I work with a lot of bands, and bands love radio, so they're people too. That's the point of that slide. Meebo is the way our broadcasters all talk to each other in live and real time. As you can imagine, they have to transition show to show from Tokyo to Ireland or wherever they are, and that allows them to make those transition happen. Tiny Chat's also really great. Recently, we've been having our marketing intern meetings that are international over video chat with them. My second point for the day is I'm sick of seeing Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr URLs that are all different. They all got to be the same. They're just as important as your website. You got to repeat the message over and over again. I don't see enough repetition out there, so this is my rant section, obviously. Just repeat the messages. Repeat your message. If it's a core message, repeat it. Don't be scared to. Jesus. It's what you're trying to get people to that's the main thing they need to connect to. Some tips and rants on retweets. Probably the most important one is I hate people that retweet messages about the company from an @ reply. That's the most prideful thing you can possibly do. Try something different. Let people actually start the conversation with that person who loves your company. Don't retweet it. And here's another tip for the day. Check out those hashtags, 140art and Twitter art. I love them. It's just another way to get exciting stuff in the feed that's not text, that when you're reading RSS feeds, it's what stands out as those symbols. And probably the last point of the day, as I wrap this up, is that with our broadcasters, they can take more information. Your audience is what I mean. Is they can take more. We have high-speed feeds that are different than our normal feeds. So these are the key points. Socially empower the employees to run the social networks. The URLs are important. The clear voice is obviously important. And you can create different speed feeds for different speed of readers. And keep in touch, please. It's at Radio23, JEFFORY. Or you can email me at jeff@radio23.org. We're launching in Portland our first FM broadcast next year on the Portland airwaves. So we're definitely going to be doing a real paid marketing campaign for that.